Sri Sai Satcharita, Chapter-9, Part-2, Devotees' Experience. Now to return to the other more interesting subject, Lord Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita 9:26, "Whosoever devotedly offers to me a leaf, a flower, or a fruit, or water, of that pure-hearted man I accept that pious offering." In the case of Sai Baba, if a devotee intended really to offer anything to Sai Baba, and if he afterwards forgot to offer the same, Baba reminded him or his friend about the offering and made him bring to him and accepted it and blessed the devotee. A few instances are given below. Tarkhad family, father and son. Mr. Ramachandra Atmaram alias Baba Sahib Tarkhad, formerly a Prarthana Samajist, was a staunch devotee of Sai Baba. His wife and son loved Baba equally or perhaps more. It was once proposed that Master Tarkhad should go with his mother to Shirdi and spend his summer vacation there, but the son was unwilling to go, as he thought that in case he left his home in Bandra, the worship of Sai Baba in the house would not be properly attended to, as his father, being a Prarthana Samajist, would not care to worship Sai Baba's picture. However, on his father giving an assurance under oath that he would perform the worship exactly as his son was doing, the mother and the son left for Shirdi on a Friday night. Next day, Saturday, Mr. Tarkhad got up early, took his bath, and before proceeding with the puja, prostrated himself before the shrine and said, "Baba, I am going to perform the puja exactly as my son has been doing, but please let it not be a formal drill." Saying so, he performed the puja and offered a few pieces of lump sugar as Naivedya offering. The sugar was distributed at the time of lunch. That evening and next day, Sunday, everything went on well. The following Monday was a working day, and it also passed well. Mr. Tarkhad, who had never performed puja like this in all his life, felt great confidence within himself that everything was passing on quite satisfactory as per the promise given to the son. Next Tuesday, he performed the puja as usual and left for his work. Coming home at noon, he found that there was no prasad, sugar, to partake of. When the meal was served, he asked the servant cook, who told him that there was no offering made that morning and that he had completely forgotten to perform that part of the puja, offering Naivedya. At this, he left his seat and prostrated himself before the shrine, expressed his regret at the same time, chiding Baba for the want of guidance in making the whole affair a matter of mere drill. Then he wrote a letter to his son stating the facts and requested him to lay it at Baba's feet and ask his pardon for his neglect. This happened in Bandra at about Tuesday noon. At about the same time when the noon aarti was about to commence in Shirdi, Baba said to Mrs. Tarkhad, "Mother, I had been to your house in Bandra with a view to have something to eat. I found the door locked. I somehow got an entry and found to my regret that Bhau, Mr. Tarkhad, had left nothing to eat for me. So I have returned with my hunger unappeased." The lady did not understand this, but the son, who was close by, understood the whole thing, that there was something wrong with the puja in Bandra, and he therefore requested Baba to permit him to go home. Baba refused this but allowed him to perform puja there. Then the son wrote a letter to his father stating all that took place in Shirdi and implores his father not to neglect the puja at home. Both these letters crossed each other and were delivered to the respective parties the next day. Is this not wonderful? Mrs. Tarkhad. Let us now take up the case of Mrs. Tarkhad herself. She offered three things, viz. First, bharit, roasted brinjal mixed with curds and spice. Second, kacharya, circular pieces of brinjal fried in ghee. Third, pedha, sweet meat ball. Let us see how Baba accepted these. Once Mr. Raghuveer Bhaskar, Purandri of Bandra, a great devotee of Baba, started for Shirdi with family. Mrs. Tarkad went to Mrs. Purandri and gave her two brinjals and requested her to prepare bharit of one brinjal and kacharya of the other. When she went to Shirdi and served Baba with them. After reaching Shirdi, Mrs. Purandri went with her dish of bharit to the masjid when Baba was just sitting for meals. Baba found that bharit was very tasty, so he distributed it to all and said that he wanted kancharya now. A word was sent to Radhakrishna Mai that Baba wanted kacharya. She was in a fix as there was no season of brinjals. How to get brinjals was the question. When an inquiry was made as to who brought the bharit, it was found that Mrs. Purandre was entrusted with the duty of serving kacharya. Everybody then came to know the significance of Baba's inquiry regarding kacharya and was wonderstruck at Baba's all-pervasive knowledge. In December 1915, when Govind Balaram Mankar wanted to go to Shirdi to perform the obsequies of his father. Before he left, he came to see Mr. Tarkad. Then Mrs. Tarkad wanted to send something with him to Baba. She searched the whole house but found nothing except a pedha, which had already been offered as Naivedya. The boy Govind was in mourning. Out of great devotion to Baba, she sent the pedha with him, hoping that Baba would accept and eat it. Govind went to Shirdi and saw Baba, but forgot to take the pedha with him. Baba simply waited. When again he went to Baba in the afternoon, he went empty handed, without the pedha. Baba could wait no longer and did ask him straight, "What did you bring for me?" "Nothing," was the reply. Baba asked him again. The same reply came forth again. Then Baba asked him the question, "Did not the mother, Mrs. Tarkad, give some sweetmeat to you for me at the time of your starting?" The boy then remembered the whole thing. He felt abashed, asked Baba's pardon, ran to his lodging, brought the pedha and gave it to Baba. As soon as Baba got it in his hand, he put it into his mouth and gulped it down. Thus, the devotion of Mrs. Tarkad was recognized and accepted. As men believe in me, so do I respect them. Gita 4:11 was proved in this case. Sri Sai Satcharita, Chapter